By the end of this video, you will have a very good understanding of how the Amharic alphabet works. Alright, let's begin. We're going to combine B with vowels to make 7 different B sounds. If I wanted to make the B sound, I could add a U after B and that will give us the B sound, like bug or bus. And yes, of course there are other vowels too that we can combine with B that would give us the B sound, like BE or even BA sometimes will give us the B sound. But just to keep things simple, we're just going to stick with BU. Now, if I wanted to make the boo sound, I could add double O's after the B and that will give us boo, like boots or boost. If I wanted to make the B sound, then I could add double E's after the B and that will give us B, like beef or honey bee. I could also do BEA, that will also give us the B sound. I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the blank spaces. So we have B, boo, B, ba, bay, the, bo. Now pretend like we are inventing a new alphabet system. What we're going to do is for each of these 7 sounds, we're going to come up with a character that represents each of these sounds. So this character right here represents the B sound. Whether it's spelled BE, BA, or BU, this character represents the B sound. And then this character right here represents the boo sound. And then this one right here represents the B sound. Again, it doesn't matter whether it's spelled BEA or BEE. So we have B, boo, B, ba, bay, the, bo. Well, I told you we were inventing a new alphabet system, but this is nothing new. This is actually Amharic. This is the Amharic alphabet. The Amharic alphabet works in a way that instead of having consonants and vowels separately and trying to combine them to make a sound, instead there's a specific character that represents each of these consonant plus vowel combinations. I'm going to add 2 more Amharic letters. This is S, which is equivalent to the sound that the English letter S makes. So we have S, Su, Si, Sa, Se, S, So. Let me add 1 more. This is K, which sounds like the English letter K or CK. K, Ku, Ki, Ka, Ke, K, Ko. If you have not noticed the pattern already, the first sequence of these letters make the sound, like B, S, K, and the second sequence make the U sound, Bu, Su, Ku, and the third sequence make the E sound, B, Si, Ki, and on and on. There's also a pattern in the design of the characters. The first characters are just the base letters, I guess, and the second letters, as you can see, they each have a hand on the right side. So you have the base letters, and then when you get to the second letters, you add a hand on the right side, and on the third letters, they have feet on the right side. The fourth letters have a shorter leg on the left side. The fifth letters have a ring on the right side. The sixth letters, some letters will have some pattern, but there's not much pattern going on the 6 letters, but there will still be some letters that have a pattern even on the 6 letters. And on the 7th letters, as you can see, the right leg is shorter. So the pattern between the pronunciation and the design in the characters makes it easy to write and remember the letters. The next thing I want to mention is there are 4 letters in the Amharic alphabet which have multiple forms of writing them. This letter right here is S, which we used it earlier in the examples and demonstrations. And this letter right here is also S. S, Su, Si, Sa, Se, S, So. And this one is also S, Su, Si, Sa, Se, S, So. They have the same sound, but they are written differently. Here is another letter. This one is Ha. Ha, hu, he, ha, he, ho. Now these letters below also have the same sound. This is ha, this is ha, Except this one, the very first specific character specifically is H instead of Ha, but the rest is the same. So they have the same sound, but they are written differently. So this one has 4 different forms. Here's another one. This is A. A, U, I, A, E, O. The same sound, but written differently. And lastly, this one is Z. This is the T and the S sound combined together. So, Z, Zu, Si, Za, Zai, Z, Zhou. If you're wondering why these letters have multiple forms, I wasn't there at the time to help make the alphabet, so I don't know the answer for sure. But I'll tell you what I've heard and what I know based on my research later when we get to these letters. I told you that each of these letters makes 7 different sounds. There's also an 8th sound that they make. And instead of including these 8th letters as the 8th ones, instead we call them irregular, the irregular or inconsistent, and we put them separately. And they're the wa sound, like Tom or bomb, doc, rock, Ross. Once you learn the main letters, writing the irregular letters is very easy. All you gotta do is write the 4th letter and add a horizontal line at the bottom, and that will give you the wa sound. There will be a letter or two which you'll have to put that line somewhere else instead of at the bottom, but we're not gonna worry about those letters for now. In this video, we've mentioned more than 3 of the Amharic letters, mostly B, S, and K. Before I end this video, let's try to come up with some words, both from English and Amharic words, that we can write using the letters that we covered so far. From the English side, we have bus, B, S, bus, boss, Ba, S, cake, K, K, cake, bake, bake, back, back, base, base. And then from the Amharic side, you probably don't know these words, but you will know once I tell you. Ko, ka, bu, kokab. It means star. Kwa, si, kwas. It means ball. Ki, si, keys. It means pocket. After learning the Amharic alphabet, reading and writing in Amharic is very easy and straightforward, whereas in English, after learning the alphabet, you'll have to then learn how to put consonants and vowels in a specific way to make a specific sound. If you want to learn how to read and write in Amharic, I have a link in the description of this video. Click on that link and it'll take you to this website. I'll show you how to read and write each letter step by step, and it's completely free.